Hey guys, welcome to this video today. So I have a pretty good video, or I would at least hope I have a pretty good video in store today. So I've gotten really pissed off at what's been going on across my country, the obesity capital of the world. Actually, I think that's some other country. Our I think that's the country down south of us. But probably the second fattest country in the world, if I had to guess, because we love the worst food known to mankind. But I digress. But anyway, there have been laws that have been being passed in this country to where you have to verify your age to download apps from the App Store. I think Texas is actually passing a law like that on certain apps. You have to upload a government issued ID into the fucking App Store to download an app. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not uploading my ID to crank my fucking hog, Greg Abbott. I'm not doing that. But anyway, because of all of that, I have been really deteching my life. Now, I would say, I don't think I've made any video on technological privacy before, but I would say, actually, I don't think I've been a good person when it comes to, like, I use Gmail, I use all that shit, like, up until recently, but I've been switching away from all of it just due to being pissed off at that. I had an iPhone 16, I switched to Android just so I could, find other means of obtaining my music instead of paying Google $15 a month. But, it's been working out pretty damn well. But I've also been using more open source apps. I've been able to save $180 a year on certain things. And it's been an overall great experience. I can turn off animations. It's just, I always have been an Android guy. And I switched to iPhone just because it was on sale and I just wanted to try something new. It was awful. Like, it's a good phone, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, I just don't like having a phone that is like, no, you can only download apps from things we verify. That's just so stupid. I hope Google doesn't bring that to Android. I think they were, but they got a lot of pushback, so now they're like just like adding like another layer of verification. But anyway, the field I'm going to be showing you guys today is how to run AI locally on your computer. So when it comes to doing this, it's actually really easy to do. It's not as hard as people think it is. It used to be I would say pretty hard about a year ago with this certain app I'm about to show you. So the way you could download this is heading over to Ollama. So Ollama is an AI, or not an AI, it's an API that allows you to run local AI models. So if we just head on over to here, you want to download for your operating system. I'm on Windows 10. It may look like I'm on Windows 7, but this is a really good theme. So you want to download for Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. If you're running something like CachyOS, I think you can just go into your repo manager and just download Ollama. Or you could just use Yay. You could use, I don't know, like Paru, I think is the other one. But if you're on Mac, same thing. You just have to come to website and download it. So since I'm on Windows, I will click download, and I already have this installed, so I'm not going to reinstall it. But once it's done, you would just go to the file, you would install it like normal, and this is the interface that you would have once opening it. So this is the interface right here, as we can see. So it's not really anything special. I mean, it's just a basic interface. So basically, why this is so much easier than last year is on Windows at least. Okay, like I think there was an app on Linux or a program. It's Alpaca. It was basically like how Ollama is now, but it came with a GUI and it was super easy to use. I don't think they made it for Windows, but Ollama has gotten really good in the past year. And we have a user interface right out of the gate. I remember before you had to use Docker, you had to like use so much other shit to like actually get a graphical user interface that was genuinely impossible for the average user or somebody who is technologically stupid. But as we can see, all you have to do is just download and run, and you have this glorious interface. So when it comes to AI models and what you should run, I actually have a pretty good benchmark on what I would say is good. So the way AI works is that you have parameters. So if you want to run this locally on your PC, you need a relatively decent PC. I'm not going to lie with you. So I'll show you guys my specs. I have properties. I have a Ryzen 5 5600X, 32 gigs of RAM. That makes me rich as hell in today's time. Like, I could probably sell my RAM kit for like 7,000 pesos, dude. Like, I'm not even lying. And for my GPU, I have a 9060 XT 8 gigabyte. I'm the one weirdo that got the 8 gigabyte model. All right, it was on sale, so I decided to get it. But this is a pretty capable PC for running AI models, I would say. It's not going to run 120 billion per parameter model, but it can for sure run some like 8 gig or 8 billion model parameters. It can run some pretty good stuff. So for your VRAM tier, if you have anywhere from 4 to 6 gigabytes of VRAM, the AI, the parameters that you would want to stay close to is about 3 billion parameters and 7 billion parameters. And maybe even lower than that, maybe 5 billion parameters. It depends on the model that you're running and, the certain things it's built for. But this is not the best place to be in if you want to run AI locally. Like, it's still doable, but you're going to have a bit of a harder time running some higher parameter models, some thinking models. It will work. Like, if you want to run, some small models like the ones that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you guys a thinking model, kind of a bigger model, and just one that's really good for everyday use. Just kind of with like 3 examples. But this is where you would want to be. So like, it's good for experimentation, just basic chatting, and just, I don't know why I added rapid prototyping. Okay, I was in my technological bag, okay, but I never fucking, oh, okay, I just got, oh, no, it's still there. But I was in my technological bag when I make that. I don't think I've ever said rapid prototyping ever in my entire life. First time I'm saying it now. But it does struggle with longer context, complex reasoning, or, generating code. I don't know why I'm reading, like, I don't know why I'm reading it when I can just say it differently. I don't, okay, okay, I think I just died for 5 seconds. Okay, I'm back. VRAM tier, so 8 gigs. So if you have 8 gigs, which is what I have, the sweet spot for you would be around 7 billion to 9 billion parameter models. So this is kind of like the sweet spot that you can be, because it can do almost, not everything, like you're not going to be able to run some higher end models, like super high end ones, but you can run AI that's equivalent to GPT 5.1. I think that's it, right? 5.1 or 5.0. I haven't used ChatGPT in a while. I've been running locally and using other AI models for a while. Like, I haven't used, like, ChatGPT is kind of overrated because Claude's pretty good, Perplexity's pretty good, DeepSeek's really good. Those have been like my main for the past year, honestly. But when it comes to, like, having 8 gigs of VRAM, you can run models that are on par with that, maybe even better. And here's the cool thing with that is that there's no data being sent back. All chats are stored locally on your computer, and you don't have to pay $20 a month. Like, that's the industry standard right now for AI pricing, for ChatGPT, for Claude, for Gemini, for Perplexity. The industry standard is $20 a month. With a PC rig like mine, you don't have to pay $20 a month for AI because it runs good on your computer. And here's the cool thing with Apple M1 chips too, or just like anything like along like the ARM architecture, is that your RAM is shared collectively. So on my M1 MacBook from 2020, since it has 8 gigs of RAM, that is shared between the CPU and the GPU. So I could basically get the same performance on my M1 MacBook when it comes to AI that I could my computer. And it's just, it's really good. Like, for most people, like, if you're somebody who just got a basic gaming computer, more than likely you can run good AI models. But anyway, after, what I would say 90% of people in the world have, if you're not a smelly weirdo, 12 billion, or, yeah, 12 billion, I can't speak today, dude. Jesus. 12 billion. God damn it. 12 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes. So for this, you could use about 13 billion parameters to 14 billion parameters. Now, this is some enthusiast level shit, all right? Your average Joe, like, this is something that some ordinary gamers probably has. Actually, I think he has a 5090, if I'm not mistaken. So he's even on the higher end of that. But this is somebody who is going to spend $4,000 on a computer would probably have. Since RAM's like $5 billion a pop right now, this is something that probably only Elon Musk can run in today's time. But anyway, if you have something like this, you can run models that are really good. Like, you can probably host, like, you are the AI model at that point if you have something with 12 to 16 gigs of VRAM. Now, a good amount of people would have this. If you spend about $2,000 on a computer, I guarantee you'll have like a 9070 XT, a 4070 Ti that has 12 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, this is a really good level. I already said this is a really good level to be in. But if you wanted to use higher parameter models, if you wanted to use even more complex thinking models, this is a really good spot to be in. Now, there's not really much to say about that. But if you have the highest grade of hardware, like a 4090 or 5090, you can use 30 billion parameter models to 34 billion parameter models. Now, with this would be better than any AI on like the consumer market right now. Like, you could run some really good thinking models with this if you had this. But not a lot of people are going to have a $5,000 computer. So I would say most people are in the 3 to 4 category on that. So anyway, so now that we know what AI parameter models could be best for your system, let's go over some of the AIs that I would recommend. So thanks to China winning the AI war race. I mean, the U.S. is getting Guatemalan gangbanged by China right now when it comes to the AI race. So, thanks to China, we have a lot of really good AI models. Now, I don't really know if all these models are from China. I'm gonna be honest, I was too lazy to check where they were from. But I think Cohen would be maybe from China. I'm not too sure, dude. I'm too lazy to check. But thanks to open source AI and this incompetent country getting absolutely destroyed in the AI race, it has led to a really good amount of competition. Now, if I had to say with AI, this is like the only thing within like the world right now to where competition is actually giving us a better quality product. Because like most of the time, competition means that these companies will agree to make their product as shitty as possible just to fuck over the average person, just so they can make more money. But AI is the one field in today's world where competition actually breeds innovation, actually makes it better, and it's a good time for everybody. That's like the only thing. It's like the AI chatbots. It's like the one niche thing in this country. So I'm gonna be showing you guys about. I'm gonna be showing you guys. I'm pretty sure I have them up on my web browser. Yep. So I'm gonna be showing you this AI Minstrel 3. So this is a really good AI just for everyday use. So if we look at how it is right now, this is actually going to perform better than Qwen. So Qwen's a model I'm going to show you. Now keep in mind, it's the non-thinking model of Qwen. So Qwen 3 has thinking and non-thinking. I'm going to be showing you guys the thinking. But as we can see, the 14 billion per parameter model is better than Google's open source 12 billion per parameter model. Not really shocking there. But as we can see, the 14 billion model parameter, as we can see, it just like updates it. So even with higher parameter models, it seems to beat them out. So this is a really good AI just for everyday use. Say you were just like doing office work and you wanted to, just like upload documents, upload pictures into not Qwen, that's the one I'm gonna show later, but into Minstrel 3, you could do it easily. So this, I read on Ollama's website that it does support text and image. So if it doesn't, then I don't even know. We're just not gonna show it, I guess. But let's go to it real quick. So I downloaded the 8 billion parameter model because that would be probably the best spot for my computer. So I'm gonna ask it. Actually, I'm gonna save this question for Qwen. So let's say I wanted to upload the budget for the state of Arizona. Where is it? Okay, yeah. So this is the budget for the state of Arizona. So let's see. Analyze the budget for the state of Arizona. Alright, so like I want to see where is my money being wasted on? How much money are we sending Israel for their taxpayer weapons? I don't think that's gonna be in there, but we'll see. Alright, so we're gonna be waiting here a while. What do you guys want to talk about, I guess? Or we can just talk about sports, I guess. I'm a Ravens fan. They suck this year. The only good thing about that loss yesterday is now we officially have the funniest record in the league, I guess. So, I guess that's good. I think that game was rigged, honestly, though. I mean, like, how can Isaiah Likely have 3 feet into the end zone, basically, and not get called a touchdown? I mean, that's absolutely ludicrous. And then those back-to-back holding penalties on that final drive, I think. I think that's what somebody was telling me. I didn't get to watch the game that day, but I just heard that we got absolutely fucked. God, how bad is the budget for my state, dude? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna... No, I don't want to open up Notepad. Okay, I'm gonna pause this because I think this is gonna take 5,000 years. We'll be back when it gets done. Okay, so I'm back. So I decided I read through the budget for the state of Arizona, and it is like almost 100 and like it's a few hundred pages. All right. And like our budget is, I just guess, it's just that bad to where AI is like just dumbfounded when it tries reading it. So I'm gonna try something a little more realistic. So I downloaded the 3 billion parameter model just to see if it was faster, because like if it's gonna take that long to analyze a document, you might as well use a smaller parameter. So I got in my bag here a little bit. All right. I downloaded a packet for my sophomore year. Okay, keep in mind I graduated high school this year. I just got a packet for my sophomore year on what is a bond. So we're gonna try uploading this, and we're gonna just ask it to analyze. I just spelled that so wrong. This PDF, and we're just gonna see how long this takes. So if it takes a while, then this might not be up to speed for PDF reading yet. I think this would just be something better off asking, like, just questions. But we'll see. I mean, if it takes a little bit. So it's currently 12:08 p.m. right now. We'll get back when this gets done. Okay, so it's finally done. It's finally giving me an answer. It's 12:10. I'm not even gonna lie, I lost track of the time, dude. I don't know. I think it was like 2 minutes if I wanted to guess. I could be deadly wrong on that. I was doom scrolling, so I kind of lost track of time. But as we can see, it took it a little bit to analyze this PDF. So let me just open it up for you guys real quick. So this is what the PDF looks like. So as we can see, it's just what is a bond, your financial for 50% interest, what factors do you consider. So I guess this is kind of like, yeah, the assignment is what is a bond. So as we can see, it's just questions like what is a default risk. Here, let's see if I can get some of this shit right. What's the default risk? Bond risk. I'm gonna say A. I could be wrong on that. It's been 3 years. All right. So as we can see, I would say this analysis is pretty good. So if you have a little bit of patience and you don't care about having to wait just a little bit for it to be able to analyze everything like that. So as we can see, like, it answered the entire packet. Like, every question it had on there, it basically answered to an extent. So I would say, like, as we can see, it's still answering. So I mean, like, I would say this is pretty good. Now this is the 3 billion model parameter, and it did not take too long. So I would say on the 8 billion, it would probably take like 5 to 8 minutes probably, if I had to guess. So if we were to try to ask this something, just like a basic question, like, what's a good question to ask an AI? Why is the sky blue? Let's see how long this takes. This is the 3 billion model parameter. Damn, Shawty, how hard's my question? It says, why is the sky blue? And it's over here thinking, okay, there we go. The sky appears blue to a phenomenon called ray scattering, which occurs because of the interaction between sunlight and Earth's atmosphere. Here's a simplified breakdown. So that only took like 10 seconds to answer. That's not bad at all. And it's giving like a thorough answer. Like, like the thing I like about this is that it is it's consistently good. That's the thing that I like about it, right? Because with ChatGPT, what I notice is, like, there's days where this motherfucker's good and days where this motherfucker's lazy. I don't know if anybody else had that problem with something like Claude, with ChatGPT, with Gemini, any of those AIs. It just feels like there are days where it's just like, I feel like AI is becoming too human when it has off days. Like, we're doing something a little too right when AI is able to just not feel like it. But the thing I like about this is that, I see that the responses are consistently good. That's what I like about, open source AI, is that it seems to run better if you have the right hardware. So this is the 3 billion model parameter. I want to show you guys how much resources that it can take when it's being used. So this is, I'm using 14 gigs of RAM right now, everything I have open. I don't know if that accounts for Ollama, but let's just ask it a question. So, why is the sun orange? Or yellow, not orange. Due to a combination of factors related to its temperature, composition. So it's using about 59% CPU. Sun surface temperature, like, okay, so it's given another good response. So, as you can see, it's using about 60% of CPU storage, but you have to keep in mind all of the shit that I have open. I didn't bother to close any of it out. So if, I could probably save myself like a good 10% CPU cycles just by closing these apps. So as you can see, it got an answer in the question. So that's on the 3 billion model parameter. So the next AI that I wanted to show you guys was, where is it? Was Gemma. Where's Gemma? So this is an open source AI made by Google, which I would say gives pretty good results. So the thing with this, right, I don't think you can upload pictures. Okay, yeah, so you can. So that's the Windows 7 Start Button picture. So with this AI, you can also upload pictures in PDFs. So let's try the same PDF, when as a bond, and we'll just say can I spell analyze right this time? This document. Okay, so it's I promise you, I'm gonna cook this time. I'm not gonna forget the time. 12:15. We'll be back when it gets done. So as you can see, using about the same amount of performance as the other one. Okay, so this one took slightly less. So it took about 2 minutes for it to get done. The other one took about 3. So, and that was before it even started answering. So I would say that Gemma is faster when it comes to AI to analyze PDFs. And keep in mind, this is a higher parameter too. The other one was 3 billion. This one's 4. So let me just make sure one more time. So yeah, it was 3 billion parameters. So Google, I would say, definitely has the faster model. The other one is made by like it's a small French-based, or it's European. I don't know if it's French, but it's like a European-based AI company. So obviously not going to be as good as Google, or not necessarily as good, but it's not going to have the same technology that Google has. So I would say that Gemma is faster, but I would say for coding that this is pretty good. I tried a few websites it made on this, and I would say it's pretty good. They're both good models, and if you want to support a smaller company, then you can use this one. But I would say that Gemma is probably the best when it comes to just everyday stuff. Like if you just wanted to analyze like PDFs, like how I just did, I would recommend Gemma 4 billion. It's as a good one. You could use say on my hardware, for example, you could use the 12 billion parameter or 8, but it would take a while for it to work. Like if you wanted to wait like 10 minutes for it to analyze a PDF, you could, but I would not recommend doing that. So the last model that I wanted to show you was a thinking model. So this is Qwen. So Qwen is a thinking model, kind of like DeepSeek. It's pretty good for what it does. So we're gonna try the 4 billion parameter. Now so with this, you can browse the internet. Now you have to use an Ollama account, which kind of like syncs the API. But this could browse the internet. Let's see, could the others? I don't think they could. Gemma 4 billion. Yeah, no. So Qwen can browse the internet. So it's a thinking and researching model. So that's what it's good for. So we'll use the 4 billion parameter. Actually, we'll use 8. We haven't used that high of a parameter yet. So I'm gonna ask this AI why. Explain to me why. I can't even spell the word explain right, dude. I am cooked. Devin Booker. I can't even spell Devin's name, bro. Devin Booker is the greatest NBA player ever. Do not tell me otherwise. Alright, so we're going to see how long this takes to think. So, in terms of system resources, I'm very curious. So, damn, it's using 19 gigs of RAM. So, as we can see, it's already thinking. So, as you can see, okay, the user wants to be explained with Devin Booker is the greatest player. So, with thinking models, it's self-explanatory. They will think and reason more before giving you an answer. So, don't tell me otherwise. It feels like they're demanding the opinion they already believe, but I know NBA reality. Booker isn't even top 10 historically. The user might be frustrated with mainstream rankings or seeking validation for a random obsession. For a fandom obsession. Okay, well, that's not really wrong. I should avoid dismissing them outright, acknowledging perspective. History, 41 points. Will join Devin Booker, 11,000 career points, not even close. I mean, hey, that one playoff run he had in 2023 where he averaged like 33 points a game, I think that was Jordan-esque, but he's hasn't been that great since then. To address. So it's thinking deep, dude. So it is thinking real deep. Strength respectfully contrast with true GOAT status. So like, it's thinking, bro. It is putting in the work. And I'm sorry if my mic sounds a tiny bit loud. I'm using my backup today because my other one just stopped working for whatever reason. So I understand you're asking for strict faculty white Devin Booker. So it thought for about 74 seconds on the 8 billion parameter model. Prediction, historical score consistencies. Century. I think Kobe did, obviously, right? I think he scored like 25 plus for like 10 years, I think, like for a good amount of time. Averaged 30 points per game. Last We did not. We didn't in 2024. We got gangbanged by the Timberwolves in round one that year. So I don't know what AI is talking about here. First player since 2012, whatever, 20 points in the playoffs. That is true. Yeah, that was a good game. I remember that. That was like when we thought the team could do something, and then Bradley Beal became a terrorist, so that was lovely. Guard narrative. So yeah, I mean, like, it thinks thoroughly, and it's like giving some like reasons that I wouldn't even consider like in an argument. So like this is the good in depth. So so as you guys have it, this is how to run AI locally on your computer. I showed you guys 3 models for 3 different use cases. Showed you guys how to download it. Like how to tell what's best for your hardware. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one that I make.